Hello, it's Alex here. I thought it was about time that I uploaded another vlog, so here it is. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Apple, and in particular we're going to be talking about the Macbook Pro, I should say. As you probably know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I've got a Macbook Pro. It's a 2015 model. Bought it last year. I think it was last year. Maybe it was this year. Quite recently. And I absolutely love it. I do absolutely everything on it. I make these videos in terms of editing and all that stuff. I do websites. I basically do all my work and everything on this MacBook. It goes with me everywhere. It's never let me down. It just works. You turn it on, you do your work, you turn it off, and it's all good. And I absolutely love it. So the announcement by Apple that they were going to be bringing out some new MacBook Pros was quite exciting. Well, I was excited anyway until I actually saw what they had done to it. And then I wasn't too excited. In fact, I was a little bit disappointed. Left me scratching my head going, oh, Apple, you've lost your way a little bit, I think. So I want to take you through a few of my disappointments with the announcement of the MacBook Pro and why I'm not going to be investing in this particular model. I'm going to be waiting till maybe hopefully next year when they do something better. Fingers crossed. I'm not holding my breath though. So yeah, here's my 5 reasons as to why that new MacBook Pro sucks. The first one is about the ports. If you've seen anything to do with the new MacBook Pro, you'll know that they've got rid of all the cool ports. Now this one has got loads of ports to plug stuff in because it's useful when you're a pro type worker or whatever, and you've got gadgets and you've got tools and things that you need to plug in, like cameras and phones and microphones and all sorts of things. It's handy to have some USB ports. So this particular model has 2 USB ports, which is a little bit scarce, but it's enough for me. I can plug my phone in and my microphone and all that sort of stuff. It's also got a HDMI port, which is really cool to plug into a TV. And it's got some Thunderbolt things as well, which you can plug, I don't know, Thunderbolt type things into it. So yeah, loads of ports. And of course you've got your headphone jack, which is the only port that seems to have survived on this new MacBook Pro. The new MacBook Pro doesn't have a USB, doesn't have HDMI. It just has these USB-C things, or is it USB-C? Yeah, and Thunderbolt 3. Those ports that are going to be the future. Everyone's going to be using them maybe in a couple of years. So that's why Apple has just put those on, because Apple likes to tell you what's going to be happening and force you along a path and say, yep, you need to be using USB-C, which is fine, I'm sure we do, but how about you just ease in gradually, you know, give us a couple of the old ones and a couple of new ones, that's all good, and then at least we can plug our iPhone in, because even the new iPhone doesn't come with the right cable for this particular MacBook, so it just seems like they're forcing us to use these things, these new ports. We don't have any devices that actually use them. So we're going to have a whole load of dongles, or as Apple like to call them, adapters. But yeah, dongles. So you've got your nice light laptop, which they've shaved another millimetre off to make it thin, because, you know, Apple is just obsessed with making everything thin. So, and it weighs less. So you're like, yeah, my laptop, it's thinner and it weighs less. I can put it in my bag and I'll be fine. But then what you don't realise is you need another bag full of all your accessories, all your dongles, all your cables and all the other stuff, so you can actually plug stuff in. So yeah, that's my first reason why the new one sucks, is just the whole port thing. It's ridiculous. Okay, the second point is kind of port related, but it's the SD card slot. So this MacBook Pro has an SD card slot there, and the camera that I'm recording on right now has an SD card in the side. So when I finish recording this, I can just pop it out, put it into the laptop and start my editing, whatnot. Very easy, just works, no messing around. So what have Apple done? They've ditched the SD card slot, which is going to just piss off a lot of people, especially photographers and video makers, because that means that we've now got to plug our camera in using some sort of cable, which probably came with the camera, which I've lost ages ago. But of course I won't be able to plug it in because that'll be a USB cable, so I need some sort of dongle or adapter to get that working, and that just doesn't sound very easy. And sounds like a right pain. Or I'll need some sort of SD adapter thing. Again, more dongles, adapters. So yeah, losing the SD card, that is just painful. Why have you done that? Okay, my third reason, again we're looking at the ports, is the charging port. This has got the amazing, I don't know if I can get that in focus, hang on, so you can see it. Oh, there we go, nearly. Yeah, it's got an amazing charging port. When I first saw this, when I got my first MacBook, which was probably back in 2008, 2009, a long time ago. That's my first one, and that lasted for years as well. But yeah, it had the MagSafe charging port, which this one has, which is just, it's so Apple, it's so innovative. You don't see it on any other laptop, and it just, as soon as you see it, you think, wow, that is just so simple, but so amazing and so useful. So if you haven't seen one before, basically what the MagSafe port does, it's all magnetic. So you get your charging cable, which is here. Again, I don't know if it's going to stay focused on my face, but I'll try and get it in focus. Yeah, you just get your cable and you just go donk, and there you go. It's plugged in, it's charging. Let me get the focus, and it's perfect. But the great thing about it is that if someone comes along and trips over your cable and whatever, it just goes donk and just comes out. So it doesn't pull your expensive MacBook on the floor and make a big mess of metal and shiny stuff, which is bad. So yeah, an amazing invention. You only see it on an Apple product, and when you see it, you think, wow, that's why I buy an Apple product, because that is really cool and that's really clever. And why hasn't anyone else done that? So what have they done? Well, they've ditched it. They've got rid of the MagSafe port, and again, you have to charge through one of those weird USB type ports. So that means that, you know, when you're doing some work, you're charging up, and the dog walks past, or a co-worker, a colleague, your boss, your wife, your husband, some other clumsy person walks past, trips over your cable, pulls your new laptop on the floor, and it's a big mess. Apple, why? This is so brilliant. Why can it? I don't understand. And speaking of smashing up expensive laptops, let's talk about my point 4, which is how expensive the damn thing is. So this was quite expensive. I spec'd it up to the max, stuck the 16 gig RAM, the faster processor. I think it's got the 2.8 i7. It's got the 1 terabyte storage, and all the other bells and whistles that I could possibly put on it when I bought it, because I believe if you buy an Apple product, because you can't upgrade them very easily, you might as well get the full spec that you can afford when you buy it. So yeah, this was fully spec'd up. If you go and spec up one of the new MacBook Pros with the funny touch bar thing, which I'm not even going to talk about the touch bar in this video, because that's just a gimmick, and it just doesn't cover up for all the horrible things that they've done to it and taken away all the good stuff that the old model had. So I'm not going to talk about the touch bar. It looks a bit gimmicky. Maybe somebody will like it, but it just doesn't justify all the other stuff they've done. But yeah, anyway, so if you spec up one of the new ones with a touch bar, you know, you go for the 2 terabyte storage, you go for the 2.9, I think they've got on the processor, the 16 gig of RAM, still 16 gig, so for some reason they couldn't add more memory because of power or something. But anyway, that's going to come in at about £4 grand, £4,000, which in dollars is like a lot, you know, probably $5,200. Hey, I'll tell you what, let's do an Apple thing and just see how much £4,000 is in dollars. How much is £4,000 in dollars?
The answer is $5,052.40.
Did you hear that? $5,052.40 for a laptop. Maybe the UK prices are slightly more, but it's going to come in around that sort of figure if you spec it up, which is just ridiculous for a laptop. I mean, come on, Apple, we know your stuff's expensive, but really? Okay, and my final point on why I'm not getting the new MacBook Pro, and this is probably the most important reason, is on all these previous models, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook, all the way back to, you know, when it was nearly first came out, when you open up the lid, you get this. Let me turn this light off. A glowing Apple logo. And again, the first time I got a MacBook back in 2008, 9, whenever it was, and I powered up laptop and just saw the glowing logo, I just thought, wow. Hang on, let me put the light back on. I thought, wow. That is so cool. That is so Apple, and that's, you know, just... It wasn't the main reason why I bought the MacBook, but it was a nice piece of, you know, it was the cherry on top of the cake, as it were. It was just, I just felt so cool when you're in the coffee shop doing some work and got your glowing Apple logo, and you sit next to the guy with a Dell and it's all dull and black, and you just thought, yeah, Apple, cool. Well, guess what? They've ditched it. The logo doesn't glow anymore, and, well, that's just a deal breaker for me. So that's the end of today's vlog. I hope you liked it. I'm going to try and vlog about all sorts of things on this channel. I know a lot of my previous videos were about YouTube, so now I want to talk about technology like Apple and gaming and cameras and all sorts of things that just spring into my mind. So this is going to be a very general kind of purpose channel for all sorts of videos like this. I hope you liked it. Leave your comments below. I'd love to hear some feedback on these videos. If you did like it, click the like button as well. That really helps me out. And subscribe to find out. In fact, subscribe. I can put a little thingy there. You can click on that thing and you'll subscribe straight away, and then you'll know when I upload a video, which is hopefully around once a week, but we'll see how it goes. All right, see you later. Bye for now.